Hello and welcome back to the Basketball England YouTube channel. We're live from the University of Worcester Arena. We've had a great day so far. We had the Women's National Cup final, really exciting game, came right down to the wire. Now we've got the Men's National Cup final. Hopefully it'll be just as exciting. Are you excited for the game, Will?
Can't wait. Really looking forward to this matchup, Manchester and Solent. Should be a really interesting game.
Yeah, it should. I mean, let's take a look at both the teams. I mean, obviously, Manchester, we've got Solent. Solent, pretty familiar name in the cup finals and the playoffs. Manchester made a few appearances, but maybe not so much in the last couple of years. But Solent, what are their key things about this team?
Ideally, we're gonna have to look out for any actions involving Andre Eversole. He's their go-to guy, the guy that's their facilitator, their creator. Look for him to try and get some deep paint touches, and then they've got some really good shooters from the EABL, like Ethan Round. There's so many Rounds, I keep forgetting which one's which. But Ethan Round, really good shooter at Itchin. Got a couple of good players coming through the Itchin program in EABL. But all in all, Matt Guyman's a great coach, so any X's and O's or any actions that we see will all come out of his mind, and these guys can execute on a really high level. So be interesting for the Solent to see what they produce.
Yeah, and it'll be really interesting to see Magic as well. Have you got any kind of key points that we'll see from them?
I mean, again, it's a bit of an EABL matchup with two of the Magic main guys. They're really doing well in the EABL at the moment. My personal favourite is Bailey. I've matched up against Bailey a few times through the years. Look for him to kind of be like a glue guy, especially with the inside presence that Solent have got. He's going to be one of the guys that's going to have to try and stop that. But he's a really good off-ball and on-ball defender in the post, so it'll be interesting to see what he produces today.
Yeah, Bailey Goodall, really good defender, really key for this Magic team. But also, as you said, yeah, we've got the likes of Jack Walton, Demi Babalola, got Nathan Brown, all these young players playing in one of the biggest stages in British basketball. Really. So for you, how important do you think it is on both teams? They have quite young players. How is it important that they get that experience playing on such a big stage at a young age?
I think the occasion may get the better of a few of them because it is a massive occasion in a national final. It might get the better of a few of them, but I think both coaches have been around the block enough to be able to compose their players and get the best out of them on this occasion. Like I was saying before, Andre's been here many times. That's a massive plus for Solent. I'm not so sure about with the Manchester Magic how many guys. I know they've got TRB, who's been there before. He won the cup with them before, so he might be someone that they lean on for some kind of understanding of what it's like playing in a national final. So for me, my head's saying Solent, but I think Manchester have got some really good pieces that could make this a really interesting game. Yeah,
it's going to be a really good game. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, we're going to go over now. We've got some interviews coming up, and then John Hobbs is going to take you through the game alongside Will Reid.
Thank you.
Josh, we're here now. We're at the Senior National Cup final. You're playing Solent. You guys have matched up against them a few times in the past couple of years. So with that in mind, although they're not in your pool, what has the preparation been for this game?
Yeah, we've seen them a few times in the last few years, so it's good to have some familiarity with the core of their group. But I try and treat it like any other week. Get the guys in, focus on ourselves early week, our fundamentals, our principles, our systems, before we move into scout later in the week. And then definitely running through a walkthrough of what Solent may do, things that we think Solent may prepare for us to just be familiar and doing those things on court before we try and execute in the game.
Yeah, and then if you look at your roster, I mean, Solent have a few as well, but there's quite a lot of younger players playing out there today. So how important do you think it is for their development to be able to perform on a big stage like this at a high level?
I think it's great for their development, but also those guys have just earned it for themselves through their natural hard work and talent. They may be the youngest guys of our group in Jack and Demi, but they're certainly the on-court leaders for us. And just as much as we're trying to inspire them and have them do great things, they inspire us as well.
All right, thanks for speaking to me today, Josh, and good luck in the game. Hope all goes well.
Appreciate it, thank you.
So that was me speaking to Magic head coach Josh Perkins. Now I'm going to hand it over to John Hobbs and Will Reid, who will be taking you play-by-play, and yeah, they'll be taking you the whole game.
Thank you very much, Isha. Good afternoon, everybody, from the University of Worcester Arena. It is National Cup Finals weekend, the culmination here with the men's final between the Manchester Magic and the Solent Kestrels. Hello everyone, John Hobbs, Will Reid on hand, bringing you all the action from Worcester, and it's going to be a very intriguing final between these two Division 1 sides, of course separated by Pool A and Pool B, so they haven't played each other this season, so it just makes it all that more fascinating, doesn't it, Will?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a matchup that's gone through history, I think, with Manchester and Solent. They meet each other at some point, whether it be in a national final or it be in a playoff game. They know each other somewhat, but it's a great one-off occasion to see North and South go and do battle today.
You saw the Solent Kestrels line up there. They're at full strength here today, and you look at the Manchester Magic roster, they'll be short of players today. Farrow Gordon, Time Regent Bascombe not playing today. Farrow Gordon injured at training on Thursday. That's a huge loss for the Magic. Massive
loss, massive loss. I've had the unfortunate pleasure of guarding Farrow in the past and being on teams where he's gone off against, so he's a massive loss for the Magic today.
And for Time Regent Bascombe, he was actually part of the Manchester Magic roster that last won the National Cup a decade ago to the day. They won against the Worthing Thunder in Sheffield, so that's another huge loss, that veteran ship, isn't it, to lose someone of his caliber?
Yeah, I mean, for those EABL boys, for Ty not being here when he was their age, he went to a national final, and for him not to be here to be able to guide them through, that might play a little bit of a part. But I think Farrow being on the bench for them and being able to guide those younger players that Magic have got will be a massive plus for him just being there to be able to help them, because they will have nerves. They will be worried about if they make mistakes during a national final on a live stream. So yeah, massive loss.
So the starting fives for the two teams. We start with the Solent Kestrels, who are the designated away team for today's game. They're in white. They'll be starting with Andre Arisol, Ethan Round, Greg Duran, Luke Bazumbru and Ashley Briggs. A big-time starting five there with a lot of experience at higher levels of basketball. For the Manchester Magic, they will be rolling with Demi Babalola, Sion Gordon, Andre Bile, Jack Walton and Dan Davis. And of course, Manchester, the designated home team for today's game. Playing in red are three officials for today's game. Crew Chief Ben Silvagi and our other two officials, Lewis van Dersen and Effie Aroka. As we get set to end what has been a fascinating weekend of basketball. Manchester have claimed 3 of the trophies on offer. Can they recreate the fairy tale, it must be said, a short-handed Manchester Magic side, and overcome Matt Guyman's Solent Kestrels? You see him there in your picture. 3-time NBL Division I Coach of the Year, and looking to add National Cup silverware and take it back to Southampton for the first time since 2022. Of course, the last time Manchester Magic won it was, as mentioned, all the way back in 2016 when they beat the Worthing Thunder. A young squad that was led by Danny Hildreth, and Manchester came back from 20 points down to win that National Cup final. That was the last time, though, that they tasted National Cup success.
Yeah, again, Magic are a great program, so them not being here, that'll give them extra motivation now this year to finally be in a national final, to want to get over the line and take that back up to the M4 or the M6?
M6.
The M6.
Well, this is the first final in 4 seasons where the venue is not the National Basketball Performance Centre, of course, in Manchester. And the last time the finals were held outside of Manchester, Solent got the win over the Reading Rockets at the University of Essex. However, they lose the tip. Manchester Magic get the first possession of the Men's Cup final. And no hesitation from the left wing. And Jack Walton, no money, all there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a little flare screen action there that was nicely finished off.
All money from Jack Walton to start, 3-0. And Ashley Biggs under the hoop.
Yeah, Manchester's going to have to stop the Biggs from being able to operate that easy.
Ashley Briggs, he'll look to get a lot of shots under the basket or close to the hoop. There's a turnover and Solent will get their ball back.
Good intentions, but just the poor execution on that occasion, I think. Trying to high-low action.
Great to have everyone on board on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Welcome everyone from the University of Worcester Arena. And here come the Magic. And good defense there, intercepting from Arisol. And here is Duran exploding to the basket.
Yeah, any live turnover, I think, is going to be an issue for Manchester Magic today. They're going to need to keep those to a minimum.
Jack Walton, a great shooter, misses the baseline J, and Aerosol, full head of speed, bumped out by Walton. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Kestrels.
Tell you what, Jack's not afraid to take a shot. He's not afraid at all.
Jack Walton, who had 19 points, 6 assists and 4 steals in the semi-final win over Division 2 side Oakland's Wolves in the semi. Here is Bazumbru bumping his way to the cup.
That's just grown man moves, that is. That's just a grown man making his way through the paint.
And here is Walton. Be a fascinating matchup, a mix of youth and experience with Walton and Aerosol. And the shot is good from Bile.
Great footwork there, soft finish as well.
Aaron Bile, who can put up points in a hurry, as can that man, Aerosol. And Solent reset. Aerosol gets it back, 6 to shoot. Good footwork, great pass inside, and the finish, and the foul from Luke Bazumbru.
Andre's ability to be able to make something out of nothing is really going to be an issue for Magic. If they can't keep a lid on him, him being able to just facilitate will be fantastic for Solent today.
See the replay there, getting bumped Aaron Bile with the foul. And Luke Bazumbru back at the stripe, back at the Kestrels after a period with the Essex Rebels, who of course play in the British Championship basketball. And Duran with the offensive rebound. Solent go again. And Duran to the basket.
Yeah, Magic can't allow those. It's going to be the small things that undo Magic. Offensive rebounds, live turnovers, those things can't happen if they want to stay in this game.
So far, the Kestrels 5 of 6 from the floor. And a turnover from Walton, and here is Round.
It was great spacing as well, just unfortunate on the execution of that one.
Duran looking for Briggs, but can't find him just yet. Good defense from Bile. Instead, Duran goes it alone, goes to the window and puts it in. And a quick timeout has been called by the Manchester Magic as the Solent Kestrels have raced out to a 12-5 lead, shooting 6 of 7 from the field. Conversely, just 2 of 3 for the Manchester Magic to start.
Yeah, I think coach is going to probably go into a zone for Magic here. 1v1, they just look undersized and overpowered. So I think if Magic come out in a zone, don't be surprised, because 1v1, the arsenal that Solent have got is just going to be too much for them. I think you'll see a zone or a variation of a zone come out of this timeout.
Well, it's been an incredible weekend for the Manchester Magic, hasn't it? With titles at the under-16, both boys and girls level. The women's team winning an absolute thriller against the London Cavaliers in a game that literally we just couldn't keep our eyes off, and it was decided with less than a second to go, and the Mystics coming away with the National Cup and bringing it back to Manchester.
That Women's Cup final was a great advert for women's basketball in the UK. I just want to take a special mention to Max Watts for winning with the under-16s. Well done, Max, and all the girls at the under-16s for Manchester. Fantastic result for them.
But right now, Manchester on the back foot as the Kestrels have raced out to a 12-5 start. Efficient from the floor right now, using their strengths, and they're going to put a little pressure as Walton has it. Coming up to 3 minutes played here in the first period of this National Cup Final 2026. Walton creating some space, kicks it out. Bile from the left corner, short. And the rebound taken by Ethan Round. Briggs. Aerosol gets it back. Here is Round, back to Briggs. Briggs twisting and turning and getting fouled. And I think that'll be on Dan Davis. That'll be his first foul.
If you saw there, they started to double down low to try and give some extra physicality, because in a 1v1 matchup, Magic are just so small in comparison to Solent.
Ashley Briggs, another veteran of the Solent Kestrels team. Misses the first. So far, though, so good for Matt Guyman's team. As Briggs makes the second, and it's a 13-5 lead. Here is Walton. Babalola, no hesitation, but Briggs rebounds. And Babalola and Aerosol now matched up. Here is Durand. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Briggs has it. Almost got double teamed there, but it was intercepted by Babalola. Here is Walton. Wide open, corner pocket three, no good from Bile. Davis on the follow, and Dan Davis will go to the strike.
That was tough. 3-4 Solent players around him, and he still had no hesitation to get himself to the line. I didn't think they were going to call a foul at one point, but a late whistle, still a whistle.
Only appeared in 7 games this season. Dan Davis has started 6 of them. Averages around 8 points and 8 boards on just under 47% from the field. Makes the first, and a much needed point on the board for the Magic. And despite being short of numbers, they're a young team, this Manchester side. They will push Solent. They won't slow it down. They'll look to push as much as they can.
Yeah, it may at points become a track meet just simply for the youth and enthusiasm that the Magic have got. So it'll be interesting to see how Solent counteract that.
Durand, here is Aerosol. Aerosol to the basket, and a traveling violation is called, and immediately Aerosol raises his hand and accepts his fate. It's actually just Solent's second turnover thus far. I was going to say first, but they've actually had one other turnover. Here is Babalola. Bile. Walton wanted to shoot. Instead to the basket, no good from Gordon.
The thing is, Manchester are getting all the looks in the world. They're just not finishing. All of these actions that they've got are brilliant. They're just not getting the ball to go in the hoop, unfortunately.
Well, currently 2 of 7, but they've created another turnover. And now Bile to the basket, no good. Good defense, good stand from Briggs.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Gordon, good pass inside. Bile can't finish it again. Ball is loose. And Ethan Round comes up with it, and just like you said, another look under the hoop. And another turnover for the Magic, and another turnover, this time for Solent. And the whistle has gone.
Yeah, I think he just stepped out of bounds. As he caught that turnover, he just stepped out of bounds. So a turnover to a turnover.
Yeah, Jacob Offman coming in for the Kestrels. Bailey Goodall coming in for the Magic in place of Sion Gordon.
I'm really interested to watch Jacob. I hear really good things about him, so I think he could be an X factor for this Solent Kestrels team.
Elijah Lotriet comes in as well for the first time for the Kestrels, and here is Lotriet on the ball. Bazumbru now has it. Bazumbru right into a 3, money.
You can't leave Luke that much space. You just can't do it.
Tell you what, if anyone's 3-point shot has improved over the last 5-6 years, it's certainly Bazumbru's. As Walton to the basket.
Jack Walton is a player.
Bazumbru putting the moves on Goodall. As Offman to the basket off the glass.
Magic they need to stunt earlier. They can't allow the Solent to get this head of steam.
Bile to the basket and a foul.
Nice take, really nice take that.
Aaron Bile downhill, as you see on the replay, taking it to Elijah Lotriet, gets the bump, gets the harm, take him to the line. And the Magic have cut the gap to 7, chance to cut it to 6.
The thing is, like we were saying, they've been having these looks for the last 5.5 minutes. It's just that one finally dropped.
Well, before that, they were 3 of 10 from the field until that layup went in. Wayne Katenge off the back iron with his layup attempt. And here is Davis. Nearly got it stolen by Aerosol. Bile a pull-up, and that's off to the right. And Kitenge and Davis fighting for it. Ball is loose. It will be a Solent ball.
Davis reminds me of Bailey from a few years ago. He's undersized as a big, but he just crashes every board.
Goodall now playing defense. Kitenge to Brazumbru. 3:48 to play here in the first period. Here is Kitenge backing down ultra tough Goodall, who fouls him. And Bailey Goodall, he's your typical glue player. He gets all the ugly stuff done, doesn't care how it's done. He just wants to help the team out and will do anything to help.
He's a player that knows his abilities and knows what he's good at.
Arasol. Offman kicks it out. Brazumbru in the corner. And doesn't get that to fall. Ball is loose in a crowded area, and here is Walton. 18-12 with 3:22 to play. Walton has been given some room, buries a three.
That's a guard playing way above his years. The level of patience he had during that pick and roll to assess what was available to him, and then for the Solent to fall asleep and just be open for three. I don't think Matt Guyan will be happy about that.
2 for 2 from downtown. Jack Walton. Here is Arasol putting the moves on Babalola. Kitenge. Kitenge gets it stolen by Walton. Walton leads the charge. Bile misses the layup. Babalola misses the layup. Another miss under the basket for Manchester. Coach Perkins really can't be happy with that. They've got the offensive board, mind. As you see here on the replay,
I think he
no real pressure.
No, I think he felt. I think he thought dunk, realised he wasn't quite there, tried to change it into a finger roll, and just had a little bit too much on it. But as a coach, I'd be absolutely livid with missing something that simple.
However, they do get a trip to the line. Babalola, naturally a good foul shooter, makes the first. Babalola just around 64% for the season. Takes around 3 a game. Makes them both.
That's too low. For someone of his talent, that's too low, to be honest. Only 3 fouls a game. That's, he should be getting at least 5, 6 a game with someone of his talent.
But Magic have cut the deficit, to just 2 points. As Fortune Aguma is into the game for the first time, the number 12. Ethan Round back in the game on the ball. Offman looking for Kitenge. And again, Walton gets his hands in the way. Kitenge has it back. 2 to shoot. They've got to put something up, Solent. Shot clock violation. That's great defense from the Magic.
The adjustments been made by Magic have been really good. Anytime it goes anywhere close to the basket, they're doubling down, they're playing those passing lanes, and they're just being a pest for the bigs. They're not allowing the bigs to settle down there and get themselves their feet set and be able to go make their moves. They're really doing a good job of doubling down in those low post areas.
But shooting 35% from the field currently, the Magic. Conversely, Solent 71%. Here is Goodall under the basket. Maybe one pass too many. Ball is loose, comes up with Round.
Yeah, in that situation, I think Bailey's got to trust himself and go up.
Round still has it, keeps his dribble alive. Offman. Brazumbru with the shot clock in single figures. Kitenge the extra pass. Round. Solent got a dance, Round the layup, doesn't get it to fall. Both teams missing under the basket. Here in the National Cup final, Walton steps into a three.
I like this boy, I like him a lot, John, I like him a lot.
So much so that Matt Guyman has called a timeout. And Jack Walton, 3 for 3 from downtown, has given the Magic a 1-point lead with 1:33 to play in the first.
I like this kid's game. Just no hesitation. You're giving me too much space. I've already hit 2. All right, mate, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Let's go into a timeout. Fantastic play from the young man.
He struggled from downtown as well in the semi-final win against the Oakland's Wolves. He was 1 for 5 in that game. Last game out, he was 26 points and 4 assists in the loss to the Sheffield Arrows. And this is another thing as well. Magic have started this game incredibly brightly for a team that have only won 2 of their last 5 league games, going in against a team the caliber of the Kestrels that have won 3 straight right now. I know there's a long way to go, but what a great start from the Magic. Very spirited.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get that. It's the 2026 National Cup final. The form goes out the window completely. They're going to just go at it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Some obviously have been here a couple of times, so maybe more than one lifetime. But it's the only time they're going to get to a final. Let me give everything I've got. Everything I've got, leave it all out there, and let's see where it finishes at the end of the game.
Of course, Solent, much more experience. Andre Aerosol, of course, part of the Solent team that last won the Cup in 2022, as was Luke Bazumbru, actually, as well. Of course, defeating the Newcastle Knights, 109-66. Orlan Jackman was MVP that day. He's actually here watching this National Cup final today in Worcester. Here is Bazumbru inside, beautifully done, lovely pass.
That's really good to be able to execute something out of a timeout that's been drawn up by Matt. Be able to execute straight away and get 2 points, that'll settle the Solent and Kestrels down.
David Chimachowski for the first time into the game and straight away on the score sheet. Bailey Goodall, lovely play, doesn't get it to fall though. That was a nice spin and shot.
That is the Bailey special, he loves a spin move.
Bazumbru to the basket.
And this is what Magic can't do. They can't allow those open drives just to happen over and over again. They don't want to get into that game.
And an easy finish for Aaron Bile, bumping Bazumbru. Right now, both teams now just trading baskets as we see the replay of Aaron Bile putting a bit of muscle with the hustle on Bazumbru and getting the easy finish.
I think Luke will look back at that and be disappointed with how easy he dropped to the floor there. I think he's a bit stronger than that. I also, just watching this game going back and forward, if I'm Magic, I'm really happy with what the adjustments they made. But then, since that last time out, just being able to go back and forth in transition isn't what they want. Great interception there as they're coming well over the steal.
And now Manchester can come up with it off the turnover from Solent. Bile has had a good first quarter, but loses the ball there to Duran. Duran now right down the middle. Aerosol, corner pocket. No good, and it's battered away by Goodall and retrieved, and the foul is called. And then a bit of a heave there from Fortune Agumu, who was looking for the shot, but referee Lewis van Gersen not falling for it.
No, he was definitely not in a shooting motion. He got fouled, then threw it. As you can see on the replay, he'd already been fouled before he threw the ball up.
You've got to give it a go, haven't you? Here is Walton, who throws it up and can't get the fall at the end of the first period. But a very competitive first quarter as the Kestrels hold a narrow 22-21 lead over the Manchester Magic. But Manchester have certainly been competitive, no fear against the full-strength Kestrels side. And plenty for that man, Matt Guyman, to think about. But for Josh Perkins, the Magic head coach, got to be happy with what he's seeing right now.
Yeah, I mean, if it was me and I was the coach of Manchester, I'd be saying, look, there's 8-9 of us. We've got to give everything. We've got to just play free. There's no pressure on us. The pressure's all on Solent. They're the team that's in form. We've come here. We're the underdogs. Just play your game, and let's see where it leaves us at the end of this.
And for being so short-handed, Manchester have actually taken 3 more field goal attempts than Solent in this first quarter. However, Solent are very efficient, 66% from the floor.
It's a Matt Guyman team. They're going to be efficient, for sure. But again, even the shots that Manchester were missing at the start, those first 5 minutes, everything was open. It was a clean look. They were just missing. It wasn't like they were under too much pressure. It wasn't like they were in the end of a shot clock. All of their actions, everything they ran was done really well. They just weren't finishing those good looks.
Luke Bazumbru currently leads the way for the Kestrels with 9 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Jack Walton leading all scorers right now with 10 points. Of course, Jack Walton coming from a basketball family in his own right. Of course, his dad, Paul, a very well-known former British basketball referee in the early 2000s. In fact, has returned to officiating this season in the SLB. For reasons, of course, I think most people might know about, considering the state of what British basketball was. But it's certainly, been an incredible season, not just in the NBL, but in the SLB, and of course the neighbouring BCB. And we are focusing on the National Cup final here today, and Solent Kestrels holding a narrow 22-21 lead as we get set to start the second period.
What's been really nice to see is throughout the SLB, the BCB, the NBL, the level I feel like is getting better across the board, and competition is going to always push that and push that competitiveness and push that quality of product. So again, fantastic to see.
Certainly a record number of media members for the National Cup Finals weekend. So many videographers, very talented young people, filming and capturing all the incredible action across 2 days here at the University of Worcester as Briggs double-teamed. And inside, and the finish from Jovan Osei-Owusu.
Again, Magic have stopped going 1v1, they just can't seem to stay in front.
Walton. Good defense there from Arisol along the perimeter. Bile. Magic with 4 to shoot. And the layup is no good. And they'll get foul shots there as Fortune Eguma was fouled. He'll go to the stripe.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was limited boxing out in the women's final, but Solent, if they don't start boxing out on the defensive end, they're going to keep Manchester in this game longer and longer and longer, and Manchester just building confidence because these offensive rebounds they're getting is causing Solent problems because they're getting at least something from it every single time, whether they're getting fouled or whether they're getting a chance at the line. They're always getting something out of it, so Solent need to box out.
Well, Magic are out rebounding the Kestrels on the offensive glass 5-2. And that was their first miss from the line in this game. They've taken 7 attempts from the stripes. Solent, conversely, have only made the 1 out of 3 attempts. Arisol falling away, no good.
Yeah, that's not an Andre shot that I see there.
Oh, Briggs nearly got the steal there.
Off
from
balance.
Sion Gordon, who was off balance and falling to the deck.
Yeah, Dre is off balance, shouldn't be taking those sorts of shots. It was, I think that was trying himself get into the rhythm of the game, but he shouldn't be forcing those sorts of things. And then you see a foul in the mid-court where both sides, I mean, he left the ball behind and Ashley then just kind of dived on it trying to make the right play, but unfortunately gets called for the foul.
Early doors here at the University of Worcester Arena. 24-21, Solent holding a slender advantage over the Manchester Magic. Here is Goodall. Goodall looking for options. Walton couldn't hang on. And here is Durand, who will slow it down instead. Here is Briggs. Briggs cutting around and puts it in.
That's such a good off-ball screen there from Andre. Almost like a Gortat screen, just gave Ashley the ability to be able to drive.
Well, it took Manchester by surprise, and nearly another steal. There is a steal. Durand comes up with it. It's 3-on-2. And beautiful transition basketball. And the finish from Osei-Owusu. And Manchester Magic call a timeout. Kestrels up 5.
Yeah, it's transition. Manchester in transition. They're just not. They're good going offensively, but defensively they're just not getting back, and they're not staying in front of their men, and it's just causing dominoes to be able to get Solent easy buckets at the basket.
And Solent, their field goal percentage back up to 65. They have not dropped below 60 in this game thus far. And they have a 28-21 advantage with nearly 2 minutes played in the second period, and a wise timeout for Joshua Perkins, the Manchester Magic head coach, because right now Solent full head of speed, and they're getting more dangerous every time they go downhill.
Yeah, it's a good timeout. There's a little bit of a run, so it's now a 7-point game. Settle them down, reinforce what it worked in the first quarter, and then get them out and try and chip away at that 7-point deficit coming into the rest of this second quarter. But he'll just calm them down and say, look, we need to get better at this, we need to get better at that. Let's focus on what we do well, and let's go again. That's all that is. That's all. There's a timeout just to calm them down and get them going again and just rectify the mistakes they were making in those first 2 minutes.
Luke Bazumbru leading the way for the Kestrels with 9 points. Greg Duran now moves on to 6. Now Aerosol playing a little pressure D on Walton, testing the second-year senior veteran. And a miscommunication between Goodall and Walton. It's not the first time that's happened in this quarter. Goodall with his second turnover, both times looking for Walton.
Yeah, they like this, the big to pop out, little flare action, so that they can get the three-point shot in some space. It's just been a couple of times. If you don't execute correctly, it will result in those dead ball turnovers.
Aerosol stops, puts it up. That's a long 2.
And that's the Dre that I know from Titans. That's the Dre that I love and know.
Of course, former Milton Keynes Breakers and Worthing Thunderman, Andre Aerosol.
Northamptonshire Titans Jr.
Yep. Davis going inside, and a foul called, and he'll go to the stripe. But, you know, we talk more about Andre Aerosol, and every season, as far as veterans go, he's up there in this division in the NBL, but just consistent all the way through, isn't he? And he's averaged around 18 points. In fact, he's averaged 18.1 points in his last 4 games. That's testament to the type of player he is.
I mean, it's probably, I know Dre, I've known him for a good probably decade and a half now. God, I'm old. But his development from where he started at under 16s to now, he just gets better every year. I personally think he's playing way below the level he should be playing at, but he's just a great role model and mentor for these young players.
Of course, you don't know age unless you've been my age. Here is Aerosol as Kestrels lead by 8 with 7:25 to go. And Ben Cope into the game for the first time for the Kestrels, the number 3. He's in the corner looking for the pass, but Briggs decided to go it alone, misses it. Here is Babalola, lovely pass, the extra kick out. Offensive foul is called as Greg Duran puts his body on the line.
That's a very Greg Duran thing to do. He'll put his body on the line. He'll do the things that Bailey does for Magic. He'll do the same things for Solent. He'll do the little bits that no one wants to do. He'll do those nitty-gritty things for them.
There is Greg Duran there in your picture. Second season with the Kestrels, having joined or rejoined the Kestrels from the Hemel Storm. And here he is on the ball. Aerosol. Still plenty of time on the shot clock for the Kestrels. Briggs. Bazumbru comes out. There is Durand at the top, off the back iron with the 3. And here is Walton. Walton putting the moves on Ben Cope. Steps back. Doesn't get the full, and Solent ball watching there, and Manchester get another possession. Babalola. Guma airballs a long shot from the corner, and here is Ben Cope. There is Aerosol, and there's an easy finish.
But again, Magic, the looks they're getting aren't bad looks. They're just not executing, and that's the difference. Solent are executing.
And that's the first double-digit lead of the game for the Kestrels, 32-22 with 6:11 to play here in the second period. And Walton is fouled by Ben Cope, who was actually tugging at his shirt.
Yeah. How old is Jack? 19, 18, 19?
18, I think.
18. He plays like he's 28, not like he's 18. He's got such a wise head on him. He's controlling a team in a national final at 18. It is really, really great to see.
His second proper season as a senior player. Of course, a star at the EABL level, and Cope again pulling at Walton's shirt. And Ben Cope now with his second quick foul.
Yeah, Matt's called for Ethan straight away because he just can't stick him. He's just pulling at his shirt. 2 quick fouls. So he's chasing. He doesn't need to chase. If you've already seen the action once, go underneath it. But then obviously you're then worried about Jack's ability to shoot the ball, so he has to chase.
And Ethan Round coming back into the game. Of course, the Round family, a renowned family, basketball family in Northampton.
Yes.
Of course, you've got not just Ethan, but off the court, you've got videographer Josh, who is filming away today.
Yeah, you've got every single Round has played for either England or GB, and that just goes to the level of a testament to Mike Brown, the Milton Keynes Breakers women's head coach. A fantastic human being and a fantastic coach.
Here is Durand. Briggs. Shot clock at 7. Briggs, lovely, patient build-up and the finish from Bazumbaru.
It's just big body work that was there from Ashley.
Babalola. And a travelling violation called on Zion Gordon.
Yeah, that happens a lot. It's that initial lift in the pivot before the ball goes down. It's just something that it just wasn't quick enough putting the ball on the floor. He'd already decided what he wanted to do. Just wasn't quick enough with that ball going onto the floor.
Zion Gordon, one of the veterans of this Manchester Magic squad, a former Wales junior international. As Durand goes to the basket, there is Aerosol, corner pocket. And right now, the Kestrels up by 13 and starting to flex the muscles. Davis on the spin, lovely give, lovely pass, and it bobbles in as Babalola puts it down. Ooh. That's Babalola's first field goal as Aerosol out of control, and a whistle had gone, but Ben Silvaghi, the crew chief who blew the whistle, owns up to his own mistake. Everyone makes mistakes.
No, and that's nice to see. He knew straight away he made a mistake. That's on me. Apologises to the players. It's a jump ball because he's not sure. Done. That's all you need from a referee is honesty and the ability to be able to admit mistakes.
Ben Silvaghi, a Crawley native, as Wayne Katingi comes into the game and Ashley Briggs takes a seat. There's actually a bit of a Crawley theme to this game as well. Of course, talking about Ben Silvaghi, the referee, but Kieran Lee of the Manchester Magic was a product of the Sussex Storm, who are based in Crawley at Holy Trinity. As Babalola misses the layup, but Manchester get the ball right back. Here is Babalola. Wide open, Aguma misses the 3 though, and it's rebounded by Bazumbaru.
They need to get Babalola more involved in these actions. He can clearly create. It's just, I don't think he's got enough touches so far in this game.
Someone who's averaging 15 points a game. He's only taken 2 field goals in this contest, 1 of 2 thus far. Here is Aerosol dancing with Gordon. Greg Durand on the spin. What footwork and the finish.
I love it. I love it. Old man footwork. Feet work, as we call it. Me being me and Shaquille O'Neal.
Barely needed a move as he puts it down. He now moves on to 8. Babalola for 3, airballs it.
Deflected.
Katenge. Here is Bazumbaru, it's 1-on-1. Bazumbaru will back down Walton. Here is Aerosol, the 3. Money! Andre Aerosol from downtown. And right now, the Kestrels creating some separation.
Yeah, if they're allowing Andre to get open looks, it's just going to end in a bad way.
Walton did well to keep his dribble going with Aerosol all over him like a rash.
However, that might send Andre to the bench.
It will, yeah, it should do. That'll be his second foul, and Matt Guyman is looking at him.
I think it's 3, not 2. No, it is 2. Sorry.
It is 2. No, it is 2. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I should have looked. I should have looked at the big board that says number 5's on 2 fouls, really, shouldn't I?
Jack Walton makes the first. I learnt to count yesterday, and it's seeming to pay off as Jack Walton makes the first. And correct me if I'm wrong, he's now making the second. See? Mathematics works. But right now, it's all Solent thus far, as Aerosol rightly this time does come out.
Well, I mean, if you look at the box score at the moment, I mean, Jack's at the end of the first, he was on 10. He's only got an extra 2 points since those 2 free throws of his only 2 points in this quarter. And I think that shows in the scoreline is he's not been able to keep shooting and keep them in this game.
And that's testament to the defense of Aerosol as Ketenge has it. Elijah Lutriat back into the game for the Kestrels. Here is Durant. Good defense there from, I think it was Babalola. And here is Walton. Good stop, though, for the Magic. They can cut the deficit again. Look at that, all the way, no fear, blocked by Ketenge. And here come the Kestrels. Big rejection from Wayne Ketenge. Now he's on the ball. On the spin, gets a bit of space and puts it in.
That's just a big man making big man moves.
44-28, 2:31 to play in the half. Gordon to the cup. Misses everything, rebounded round. Solent rampant. Bazumbru, no good. Good defense from Bailey Goodall.
Really good defense from Bailey Goodall there to wall up and go straight and not call a foul was brilliant travel.
Traveling violation is called on Bile.
Again, he's jabbed right and then he's lifted his pivot before he's put the ball down. Basketball 101. I think he'll be disappointed with those 2 turnovers.
Dan Davis, the number 13, checks in as the Kestrels have outscored the Magic 22-7 in this second period. After a very tightly contested first 10, here is Bazumbru. Bazumbru down Main Street, kicks it out round, the extra pass, Lotri out of 3, no good. And Walton comes up with it. Davis backing down the veteran Bazumbru. Creates some space. Davis does well to get a shot off, and he'll go to the line. And the entire Solent bench up in arms over that call.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, to be honest. I don't know about that one. Let's have a look.
Well, we've got to be fair.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is a foul. As he's gone across, his arms underneath him, he's leant forward both arms, and that's what they've called, I think, is the arm motion moving downwards is why they've called that foul.
Of course, we've had some fantastic officiating all weekend. It's a very, very hard job.
It is a very hard job.
One of the hardest jobs on the court, there's no doubt about it.
And I definitely don't make it easy for them when they ref my games, for sure.
They stay away from Northampton and Malton College, there's no doubt about that.
Not so much Malton, more just Northampton in general.
As Davis makes them both. Slowly but surely, Manchester now creeping back in. This is a good spurt for them. As Round is caught. And the whistle has gone, and it will be a Manchester ball as Ethan Round was...
It was good pressure. As soon as he crossed half court, they just jumped him straight away. He's dribbled over to the sideline, which he'd never do. And they took advantage of that and got the ball back.
Ethan Round caught in a straitjacket as he turns the ball over. Here is Walton to Davis. Davis now on the fake. Good defense from Ketenge. And again, but a whistle has gone. Ketenge just a little too enthusiastic, looking for that block.
Yeah, he did. That's an age-old big man thing to do. You've got one block, you want another one. Especially when you're playing against someone that's smaller than you, you want to let them know that you're there at all times.
And a whistle has got, well, excuse me, a timeout has been called with 1:25 to play. Kestrels in the penalty, so for the next 1:25, Magic can really take advantage of that. Conversely, Manchester with just one team foul. And Manchester, despite being down double digits, and they have trailed by as many as 16 points, they've continued taking the game to the Kestrels. But it's like we said in the early doors, it's just executing under the basket. They've missed a lot under the hoop.
It's a blend of missing the open shots, but also transition defense. Solent are so quick getting out. There's 2 or 3 of them, either 2 are on one side running the lanes, or you got another one the other side running the lanes, and they're just out in numbers, and that's really hard to defend if you're slow back getting back in transition.
Manchester shooting 28% from the floor, but conversely, the Kestrels 64%. They've taken 3 more field goal attempts than their Northwest counterparts.
Someone else for Magic has got to score other than Jack. I mean, Biles got 7, he's 3 of no one else seems to want to put the ball in the basket, and that needs to change. Like I said before, they need to get Babalola more involved. Yes, he's 1 of 4 from the field, but they need to get him more involved and get some actions for him to try and get some easy ones to get someone else moving in this game.
Well, one thing is the Kestrels have shared the ball well. They've been very patient. 11 assists for the Kestrels thus far, with 1:25 to play in the second. And on the other side of the coin, Manchester have only dished out 2 assists. So they've used Walton. They're using a lot of isolation plays at the moment.
Yeah, to be fair, a lot of it's coming, as you say, off isolation, or it's come off of pass, dribble, rather than constant ball movement, unlike the Solent Kestrels that move the ball extremely well.
One thing Manchester have done is they have been successful at the line. They are 14 of 17 from the stripe in this first half, a very solid number indeed. As Chahovsky inside, and the finish.
That was great patience as well there from Round, to be able to wait for his teammate to set up in the low post and then feed him.
David Chimahovsky with another field. That's his second field goal of the contest. Less than a minute to play. As the finish beautifully done by Bile, just gliding his way to the basket.
That's more like it.
And he moves on to 9. Round. Chimahovsky. Back to Bazumbru to Round at the top. Steps back, puts it up. Doesn't put it in though. Ball is loose and it's collected by Durand. Lotriat. Shot clock at 7. Round putting the moves on Goodall. Bazumbru a 3, money.
Really good patience there from Ethan not to force the shot when he thought he might have to. Look for the open man, found Bazumbru. Nice catch and shoot.
2 for 2 from downtown for Luke Bazumbru here in Worcester. Davis doesn't get the fall, and that ends the first half, where Solent have really come out firing in this second period, leading by as many as 16 points. They lead 49-34 at the half. Leading the way, Luke Bazumbru with 14 points on 6 of 8 shooting, supported by veteran Andre Arisol, 4 of 6 from the field for his 10. And 3 assists for Josh Perkins' Manchester Magic. They are led by Jack Walton with 14, 10 of those 14 coming in the first period. But right now, like you said, it's support that Manchester need. They're getting it a little bit in spurts from Andre Bile, but they need some more, especially as they're short-handed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the box score now, and like, you've got Andre and Luke, as you say, that are in double digits, but then everyone else outside of 4 of a 12-man roster have contributed in some sort of way. Whereas if you look at the Manchester, yes, they're undermanned. Yes, they've only got an 8 or 9-man rotation, but they've got one guy with 14, and then they've got Bile with 9, and then it just drops off a cliff after that. So it's something that they're going to really need to look at, and I think that's what the coach for Manchester is going to have to do, is really look at how he can get others involved and get easy looks to get them going. Because as of right now, Solent is going to run away with it otherwise.
Well, Solent have capitalised on 11 turnovers from the Magic, scoring 13 points off those turnovers. But Manchester have done very well at the foul line, 14 of 17. So they're attacking Solent, getting right into the teeth of that Kestrels defence, and they've only missed 3 free throws in the first 20 minutes, but just 9 field goals to back that up.
Yeah, that's the part. When you're shooting below, it looks like under 40% from the field. It's always going to be a problem when you're shooting below 40%. But shooting above 80% from the free throw line will give them some positive time, some positive signs. But it's going to be the execution of getting that up into 50%, 55, 60% if they're going to be anywhere near the end of this game.
Well, as you can see there, Jack Walton having himself a ball game in the first 20 minutes. He has 14 points. However, his Manchester Magic side trail 49 to 34 thanks to Luke Bazumbru's 14 points, Andre Arasol's 10. And it should be an entertaining next 20 minutes as we will crown a National Cup champion 2026. Stick around, we'll be back in around 10 minutes' time. On the spin, what footwork and the finish.
I love it. I love it. Old man
Walton, here is Arasol, the three. Money. They can cut the deficit again. Look at that, all the way, no fear, blocked. On the spin, gets a bit of space and puts it in.
That's just a bit.
There's Chahovsky inside and the finish. It's less than a minute to play as the finish beautifully done. Putting the moves on Goodall. Bazumbru a three, money. In the semi, here is Bazumbru bumping his way to the cup.
That's just a great
Experience with Walton and Arasol. And the shot is good from Bazumbru right into a three, money. Last 5-6 years, it's certainly Bazumbru's as Walton to the basket. Walton has been given some room, buries a three.
Hard, playing way above his years.
Babalola, naturally a good foul shooter, makes the National Cup final. Walton steps into a three.
I like this one, I like him a lot.
So is Bazumbru inside, beautifully done, lovely pass.
Really spin move.
Bazumbru to the basket. And inside in the finish from Joe Osei Owusu. Briggs cutting around and puts it in. Arasol stops, puts it up. That's a long two.
And the that I love and know.
Enco, there is Arasol, and there's an easy finish. 7. Briggs, lovely, patient build-up and the finish from Bazumbru. As Durand goes to the basket, there is Arasol, corner pocket. Gordon, Greg Durand on the spin, what footwork and the finish.
I love it. I love it. Old man
Walton, here is Arasol, the three. Money. They can cut the deficit again. Look at that, all the way, no fear, blocked. On the spin, gets a bit of space and puts it in.
That's just a bit.
There's Chahovsky inside and the finish. It's less than a minute to play as the finish beautifully done. In the semi, here is Buzumbru bumping his way to the cup.
That's just
Experience with Walton and Aerosol. And the shot is good from Buzumbru right into a three, money. Last 5-6 years, it's certainly Buzumbru's. As Walton to the basket. Walton has been given some room, buries a three.
Hard, playing way above his years.
Babalola, naturally a good foul shooter, makes the National Cup final. Walton steps into a three.
I like this one, I like him a lot.
So is Buzumbru inside, beautifully done, lovely pass.
Really spin move.
Buzumbru to the basket. And inside and the finish from Joe Osei Owusu. Briggs cutting around and puts it in. Aerosol stops, puts it up. That's a long two.
And the dread, I love and know.
Cope, there is Aerosol, and there's an easy finish. 7. Briggs, lovely, patient build up and the finish from Buzumbru. As Durand goes to the basket, there is Aerosol, corner pocket. Gordon. Greg Durand on the spin. What footwork and the finish! Hello everyone, welcome back to the University of Worcester Arena. It is National Cup Finals weekend, the final game of what has been an incredible, unforgettable weekend of basketball here. And the Solent Kestrels lead the Manchester Magic 49-34, third quarter incoming. John Hobbs, Will Reed guiding you through what will be an interesting next 20 minutes as we will crown a new National Cup champion. And for the Solent Kestrels, they've led by as many as 16. Luke Buzumbru having himself a ball game right now, but the supporting cast has really changed everything in this game. Solent are sharing the load.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like, when you've got weapons like Dre and Luke, obviously that's going to be the main concern for the Magic to stop. However, when you've got a supporting cast that are doing what they're doing and putting the ball in the basket, it allows them to be free. Like, Andre struggled in that first quarter, right? But then as soon as everyone else started helping along in that second quarter, Andre then was open. I think he hit 3 threes in that second quarter.
And for the Manchester Magic, Jack Walton has 14 points, but not really much support at the moment. There's been some good spurts from several players, such as Aaron Bile, who's been very productive and who's attacked the basket at numerous times. Dan Davis, another player, but Manchester needs someone else to step up alongside the youngster.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, if they can get Babalola going, I think that'll help them a lot. He's someone that I was expecting to see a bit more out of. Like Walton, he's one of the standouts for the EABL side, so I expected to see him a bit more involved in the actions. But if he can get involved, then I think there'll be a bit of a different game. But I expect Manchester to come out now, possibly maybe full court and press. But again, their transition defense needs to be on point if they're going to do that. But they are now in chase mode with it being a 15-point game.
As the Magic come back onto the floor, Solent awaiting them as we get set to start the third period here in picturesque Worcester. As Aerosol gets us underway. And Aerosol right down Main Street. Doesn't get that to fall on the follow Briggs. The ball is loose, the ball is batted around like it's a hot potato, and it comes up with Walton. Goodall right down the lane and turns it over. And here is Buzumbru right down, attacking. And gets it to go and a foul.
See, again, just like we've been talking about throughout most of this game, if it's in transition, Solent are just so good at executing. There again, Bailey, that's the second time he's done that now. He's made really good moves to the basket. If he just goes up, he would have got fouled, but instead it's a live turnover. They go the other way, and one, and now Luke's at the line.
Luke Buzumbru now moves on to 16. Make that 17 points. As said, Buzumbru, part of the Solent team that last won the National Cup in 2022. He played very well as well in the game against Reading in Essex in 2020. Had 14 points in that game. As the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Kestrels ball, a turnover by the Magic.
Yeah, these little miscommunications are what are really hurting Magic as well.
Of course, Manchester looking to carry on what has been an incredible weekend for the Northwest region of basketball as Aerosol puts it in. Of course, Magic with and Mystics with a lot of success this weekend.
He stole that move from an old teammate of his, Jason Tucker. They used to work out all the time. He stole that move.
Babalola to the basket, gets it to go.
See, if they can get him involved, that's what Magic need. They need to get Babalola more involved. It gives them a different look than what it is just Walton being able to try and make all the decisions for them.
Oh, ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Kestrels. Babalola, only his second field goal of this game. Now 2 of 5 from the field. But as you say, Will, really needs to get going here as Briggs inside, too strong for Davis.
That is a key factor. The Solent bigs are just, unless they're doubled like they were in that first quarter, it's just too much time and space for them to be able to operate.
A good look there from Walton, but again, another turnover. This time Dan Davis turns it over, and Bazumbru, full head of speed, will go to the stripe.
He's too big, he's too quick. They need to bump him before he even catches the ball. They're just allowing him to catch and drive, and when you're doing that with someone of Luke's quality, it's just going to result in either a bucket or a foul.
Dan Davis with the latest turnover for the Magic. That's turnover number 14 for them. He did run out of room and really had nowhere else to go, and was hoping it landed in a Manchester hand as Bazumbru's first free throw does a victory lap and drops. And now the gap is 21. As Bazumbru makes the second, and a timeout has been called by the Magic. Bazumbru leading all scorers right now. He has 19 points. An absolutely phenomenal game for him, and the Kestrels slowly but surely creating that separation, really just getting away from the Magic, who, despite being short-handed, have put up an incredible fight, but right now it's telling, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see that they're starting to be fatigued. They're not reacting, or they're not being proactive like they were in that first quarter. Now everything's reactive rather than proactive, and that's when you've got a team like Solent that are so well drilled, so well coached by Matt Guyman. They're just going to take advantage of any little thing that you give them. So Manchester now, for this next quarter and 8 minutes, need to be proactive and stop being reactive. That'll be the key for them to get back into this game. Couple of stops, keep being proactive on defense. They'll get some good things in transition, get some good things on the opposite end, and it might become a closer game. But right now, the Magic are they're wailing.
And for the Magic as well, that they got Solent in foul trouble quite early on in the second period. Solent a little more disciplined to start the third period. They haven't committed a foul yet in this second half. Magic just, with 2 right now. So for the Magic, it's a case of just being more aggressive, isn't it? And good things will come, because they have been competitive. The scoreline, of course, doesn't reflect that, but they really have been.
They have. It's just get some nice, easy looks is what they need.
And Babalola gets it to go in heavy traffic as well.
See, I called it. Get him involved more.
Duran nearly travelled with it. Aerosol getting past Goodall, steps back, puts it up short. And Round gets the offensive board, and Solent reset. 7 to shoot for Bazumbru. Aerosol against Walton. Glides past him and banks it home.
Yeah, Luke and Andre having a shoot-off to see who's going to be MVP of this game at this time in the game.
Bile gets bumped, composes himself and puts it in. Well, Magic have put the ball in the basket, but, so have Solent at the moment. Here is Aerosol. It's been a great matchup, him and Jack Walton today. Of course, Manchester without Farrah Gordon in the lineup. And Solent with the turnover. A good stop here from the Magic. And good footwork from Bile.
Really, really nice take that was.
So composed, Aaron Bile. 14.6 boards in the semi-final win over Oaklands as Durand answers at the other end.
Such a good high-low bit there. That was brilliant.
20-point lead with 6:42 to play in the third. Risky pass from Walton, but Babalola gets it. And now it goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Magic.
If the Magic can get this down to 10 by the end of the third, I think that raises some questions for the Solent Kestrels moving into that fourth quarter. And I think that gives Magic a little bit of hope. But if this stays at a 20-point game, it's a very long way back for the Magic.
Well, Magic have gone 7 deep in this contest. Just Kieran Lee yet to check in. Here is Davis putting the moves on Durant. Creates some room. Great hands from Durant, and away comes Bazumbru in heavy rush hour traffic round. Briggs backing down Goodall. And Bailey Goodall, despite his size, an excellent post defender. Babalola fakes Ethan round. Here is Goodall. Walton wide open, a 3. And it's rebounded by Bazumbru. That's his 4th rebound of the contest. Bazumbru. Goodall all over him. And a whistle has gone away from the ball. And I think that's on Bailey Goodall, I think.
Yeah, he's just he's trying really hard to fight down low before Ash can set up and set camp up in the post. So it's just one of those gimme fouls where you just got to kind of do it if you feel like you're not in a position to defend properly.
Foul number 3 for Goodall, an ultra physical player. As I said, he'll do anything it takes. Aerosol can't get it to go on the flare screen. Here is Walton. Bounce pass finds Davis, who almost didn't know what to do with it. Here is Goodall, loses the ball as Round says thank you very much. Durand, a 3. And that's long and rebounded athletically there by Bile. Now Bile putting the moves on Round. Gets him on a spin cycle. Davis gets it to go. Round wants a foul. But Manchester have got it down to 18 again. Durand, good tracking back there from Goodall. Round just about hangs on. 9 to shoot. Durand in the right-hand side, no good. Briggs collects and drops it.
Bailey was lucky not to get called for a foul there. His arm was right in there as Ashley went up.
4:37 to play in the third. It's a 20-point game. Babalola putting the moves on Bazumbru. There is Babalola off the window.
Yeah, he should have been getting way more looks in the first half, in my opinion.
Babalola now on to 10. Second Manchester player in double figures. Aerosol trying to create some room. Finds Briggs down low. Can't get it to fall. Good defense from Babalola, doing just enough. That was a risky pass, but it finds Davis, who gets it to go.
Great
and
hands.
Matt Guyman calls a timeout this time.
Yeah, it's transit. It's easy looks. When you've got easy looks like that, yes, it is an 16-point game, but at the same time, you want your standards to be your standards. So Matt won't be happy because the standards were dropping and they're just going back and forward and there's no real structure defensively. So it's a good timeout. Get you guys reset. Guys, we have standards. Yes, we don't play the score, we play our game and we go again.
Manchester having a good spurt here, and they have trailed by as many as 22 points. And now it's 64 to 48 in favour of the Kestrels, and Solent's still in the driving seat, but a wise timeout from Matt Guyman, looking to stop any momentum that Manchester might have, because right now they're getting the necessary stops And this time, they're getting the necessary finishes under the basket, something that was really lacking in the first half. But Solent, to their credit, have kept the scoreboard ticking as well on their side. Yeah,
they've kept that scoreboard ticking over, but as we're saying, it's just, let's not let Manchester get a head of steam and feel like they're back in this game. As I said, they can get it down to 10, it raises questions for that fourth quarter. So it'll be interesting now to see what happens with Solent. I think Manchester will be a little bit happier as they're cutting into the lead, but I think Solent, I think what you'll see now is a Matt Guyman play drawn up, as it looks like Manchester are going to press coming out of this timeout.
Oh, I mentioned, although Demi Babylon, had 10 points, second player in double figures for the Magic. I've now refreshed my screen, and it actually shows up that 4 Magic players are in double figures, and my Wi-Fi had dropped. I'm back on now, though. It's fine. Teaches me, doesn't it? Oh, goodness.
Refresh, John, refresh.
Yeah. Nothing to do with the Worcester Wi-Fi. That was all me. 6 minutes played in the third period. 64-48. As Round loses the ball, and it actually is a turnover. Ethan Round can't believe it. Guy who leads Itchen College in around 21 points a game on 40% from downtown. Hasn't taken many shots in this game. He's 0 for 2.
Babalola's done a really good job of keeping an eye on him when he's off the ball and he's on the weak side, because they like to kick out to him in the weak side for those open corner threes. And they've done a really good job.
Gordon to Bile. Bile with 2 to shoot. Has a bit of room, puts it up just as the shot clock expired and gets it to go. Round. Aerosol. And Round turns it over. Another turnover from the Kestrels, and Wayne Katinge into the game with the foul. And this is a good spell from the Magic.
Yeah, Ethan just lost his head. He had the turnover. He got a heavy bump down there with a 3 going in, and then he's just a bit flustered and he's turned the ball over. So Matt Guyman subbed him out. Yeah. It'll take a couple of minutes to just gather himself, and knowing Ethan, he'll get himself back in the game and get going again. Elijah
Lotriak comes back into the game, who's been part of the Solent and Itchen pathway since he was 12 years old, his first season on the senior team. Walton at the foul line and doesn't get it to fall. That would have trimmed the deficit to 11 after being down by as many as 22. Here is Aerosol. Bazumbru to Aerosol. Aerosol on the left side. Bazumbru kicks it to the right side. Here is Offman. Shot clock at 5. Aerosol in and out. Rebounded Babalola. Rebound number 4 for Babalola. Bile, here is Babalola. Thought about the 3. Kicks it out to Walton, who can't get the pass. And I think it will actually stay with the Magic.
Yeah, Andre tried to buy a call there and get the ball going to Solent way. But again, great defense in the half court there from Magic. And they were out quick in transition as well.
Gordon. Looking for Walton instead. Finds Aguma, who'll go to the basket. Doesn't get it to fall. He did well to get the shot up, though. Here is Aerosol. Final 2 minutes of the third, and Aerosol pulling up and putting it in.
See, that's the difference. He took that same shot in the first half and was off balance. When he's on balance, nice, easy 2 points, money for Andre.
Bile, and Bile, yeah, travels with it along the baseline. But like you said, Will, you know, for Manchester, getting it down to 10 is definitely the goal going into the third. Of course, Aerosol with that baseline jumper just extending the lead a bit. But 66-51, you know, for a team that was down 22, this has been a good third quarter for Manchester.
It has, but it's these little bits now in this last minute and 40 seconds. If they can get some stops, this is where it'll be really telling.
And Solent thrive under pressure as Aerosol hits back-to-back shots.
As Andre says, nah, mate, that's done. I'm not having that.
And Aerosol now moves on to 18, quietly getting the job done. 8 for 14 from the field. Good defense from the Kestrels, and here is Aerosol. Bazumbru. Bazumbru turns the corner, and he'll go to the line for 2, and now Solent in a groove.
See, it's these empty possessions for Magic going on the offensive end. They're doing a really good job, or Andre's doing a really good job offensively and getting buckets, but then when they go on the offensive end, they're just erratic in this last couple of possessions, and now the lead's ballooned back out to, my maths, John?
17.
There we go, 17.
My math skills still come in handy after all these years. Bazumbru now moves on to 20. As David Shimolovsky will come into the game momentarily for the Kestrels. And Bazumbru makes them both. Now 5 of 6 from the stripe. As Durand also comes back in, Bazumbru and Katenge come out. Gordon almost with nowhere to go at the moment, still has it, and somehow gets it to go.
That was really good defense from Solent. The action that Magic wanted to run, they were just completely blowing it up, so it resulted in Gordon having to make the play himself. Great pass.
Shimohovsky will go to the line.
Really good high-low action there. High post for Durand. Great little pass down low. Go to the line.
And there is David Shimohovsky, who had a very good spell in the first half when he came on briefly. Got a couple of baskets, made some great cuts to the hoop. Now back in. This is the first.
These Itchin boys are really, really, really good. Just fundamentally sound. They all know how to play the right way. They make the right reads. They play off 2 feet. It's a testament to the program down at Itchin of just how good they are this year.
And it all stems from the man that was in your picture just a second ago, Director of Coaching at Itchin, Matt Guyman. An absolute mastermind. Of course, 3-time NBL Division I Coach of the Year. Here is Arasol with 35 seconds left on the clock in the third. In and out with the 3. Ball is loose. Babalola says thank you. Bile down Main Street. And the foul has been called. Yep, he'll go to the line.
I really like this kid's game. He's not afraid to go at the big. He's also got some really, really nice touches around the hoop. Yeah, I like him.
Just like him.
I just like him. Just like him.
Bile goes to the stripe, and he misses the first as we wind down the third period. Will the National Cup head to the northwest, or will we be heading to the south coast come the end of today? The current holders, of course, the Reading Rockets, now playing their basketball in the newly formed BCB, so new champions will be crowned regardless here today. Of course, both these teams with incredible cup pedigree, but it's been a while since either team has tasted glory, and they will today.
Look for a screen and then a flare and then a Spanish, yep. Oh.
Well, nearly the Spanish pick and roll, wasn't it? But Arasol misses the 3 from the wing. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah. I think Ethan got bumped instead of Spanish just blew up, so Andre just went by himself.
5 seconds to go in the third period. Walton pulls up, puts it up. Can't get it to fall. That would have counted. Now there's a little bit of confusion here as Gordon went up for the tip. Shimohovsky, I think, was the player that got the block. Let's have a look at the replay here. There's the miss from Walton.
Yeah.
Now then, what will the call be? I think a foul has been called. Yes, it has, on David Shimohovsky. So that will put Zion Gordon at the line. And I think 1.1 seconds has been put back on the game clock.
Because initially, looking at it from our angle, I didn't think he fouled him. But
yeah, from where we were, it looked like a block, didn't it? But then you see the replay.
And he's hit him on the head as he's jumped and he's gone forward and hit him on the side of the head. So, yeah, definitely a great call.
Fantastic spot there from Ben Silvagi, Lewis van Dersen and Effie Rocker, our 3 officials. As Gordon makes them both. 3/10 of a second to go, actually, in the third. So Szymahovski's shot, well, even though it was ambitious and nearly found its mark, wouldn't have counted anyway. And it's a 14-point game to end the third period. And it's been a positive, bright spell for the Manchester Magic. It's been a 21-21 spread, so even Steven in that third period. But Manchester's certainly competitive. But if you are going just by the quarter scores, it's certainly that 27-13 second period that has done the damage in terms of the Kestrels. But Manchester's still not out of this, but Solent certainly in control. And with the experience they've had, it certainly will be a difficult task for the Magic.
Very much so. I mean, I'm just looking at the breakdowns on the stats, and at the moment there's 0 bench points for Manchester. Not a single player off the bench has scored for Manchester. So that needs to change. And yes, okay, they've only got 3 of them there to choose from, but one of them's got to step up now into this last quarter.
Never believe it, the Wi-Fi went again. It wasn't 21-21, it was 22-21 in favour of the Magic. Goodness gracious. I've got to look at my laptop a bit more, but either way you look at it, 70-56 going into the 4th and final period here at the University of Worcester Arena, and what has been an incredible weekend of high-level basketball, the finest of the finest here in this wonderful country. Manchester Magic have been absolutely fantastic, as have the Mystics, but there's been some brilliant basketball all across the land. Of course, Kohler getting the under-18 men's title. It's just been a fantastic weekend of basketball. Of course, Ipswich getting the job done in the under-18 women's, and Manchester Mystics getting the job done in an incredible senior women's final. And now it leaves us with 1 quarter left here to end it all. Yeah,
it highlights just how good basketball is becoming in this country. There's so much talent up and down the country, from the south coast to the northeast. There's so much talent, and it's great to be able to put that on display at the National Cup finals.
Well, the National Cup will be either heading to the northwest or the south coast. We've got 10 minutes left, and so far the south coast is looking promising, but the northwest will have something to say about that as Walton connects.
And Ethan Round was all over him on that shot as well. Great catch and shoot from Jack Walton.
3 of 7 from downtown for the youngster Jack Walton, doing his daddy Paul proud. Here is Bazumbru. Round.
Now an 11-point game.
Briggs, well, he got the hook off, but the ball almost slipped out of his hands as he put that up. Here is Walton, as you say, an 11-point game and a chance for Manchester to get it to single digits. Walton looking for Gordon, maybe should have gone for the shot himself. Here is Bazumbru.
Is that a bounce pass he should have done there? Didn't have floated that.
Durand attacking at Walton and laying it up and in.
The help defense has got to be better there. You can see it's a mismatch with Walton and the size that he is. The help's got to come over and wall up and help him in that situation there.
Early doors in the 4th. Magic have fought back and slowly but surely have clawed the deficit from 22 to 13. They got it to as little as 11 as Bile. Lovely pass inside. Somehow Magic still have it with Davis. 4 to shoot though. Bile's got to do something with it. And airballs a 3. He thinks it should stay with Manchester, as he thinks a Solent player got a fingertip on it, but Solent will collect as Demi Babalola checks in.
If Magic can get this down to single digits with about 5 left, I think we're in for a really good climax to this game.
Bazumbru. Owusu to the basket. How about Owusu just showing no fear, and again, like Chimachowski, shown no fear when he's come on, attacking the basket at will and getting some good scores. Here is Babalola. And again, they can't hang on. This time, Fortune Aguma looking to go to the basket, cutting back door, but couldn't receive the pass.
It's almost a carbon copy of what happened with Jack like 30 seconds earlier, but this time was a great bounce pass. Just couldn't catch it, unfortunately.
Bazumbru acting as point guard and round at the 2. As Briggs gets it, lovely give and go, Bazumbru and a foul!
Such a good action that is. It causes so many headaches. When you've got the players that Solent have got, it's just you pick your poison. Just a fantastic, like the way that the Magic are defending, the help defense needs to be so much better because they're, as I said before at halftime, they're being reactive rather than proactive. So rather than understanding what the actions are, Solent haven't changed what they've done for the rest of the game. They've done the same things. The guys that are low need to be better in better positions in terms of the help defense.
23 now for Luke Bazumbru.
Good rebound.
And an offensive rebound. Solent's 9th offensive board of the game, and Briggs puts it in. And 11 second chance points now for the Kestrels. Walton. Babalola. Gordon. Walton trying to create some space for himself, finds Gordon, and it's stolen away by Durand. It's one-on-one. Durand round will slow it down instead. Bazumbru a 3, splash! Luke Bazumbru from the wing.
And the Solent bench love it as well. He's never been really known as a three-point shooter, but he's hit 2 so far today, if I'm not wrong.
From 11, and now the lead has ballooned again, 81-59. 7 a shoot. Walton, beautifully done from
so
Jack
good.
Walton.
He's so good, man. He's so good.
But the momentum is all with Solent now. Owusu misses the 3. Briggs with the rebound. Durant, Bazumbru in heavy rush hour traffic loses the ball.
Solent are playing with smiles on their faces now. They're having fun as they're, even in the turnover, they're having fun. I think they think it's wrapped up. Just do the basics and this game's wrapped up for them. But for Manchester, they just need to get a spark. Just get some open shots, get those to drop. Everything seems a bit rushed, a bit forced. Everything seems too tough at the moment. Solent did a really good job defensively.
An 11-5 start to the 4th period by the Kestrels. Davis. Babalola steps into a long 2. In fact, that's a 3, but misses it. Aerosol. Backing down Walton. Good help side defense there from Bile, and a foul is called as Goodall hits the deck hard.
That was a really, really powerful dart to the basket as well. You see, he doesn't sit and wait in the corner. He dives to the basket. Bailey reads, and Bailey just gets the wrong end of the stick there, unfortunately. He just gets moved out of the way. So I'm sure he's 17, 18. He's a big old body, number 7.
And Bailey Goodall now on 4 fouls. Briggs. Bazumbru with 8 to shoot. Briggs. Owusu, Durant, 3 on the shot clock, and missed 3, and it would have been a shot clock violation, I think, anyway. Walton steps into a 3, and that's off the back iron. Owusu and Davis were fighting for it, and Solent, I think, no, it'll be magic ball, excuse me.
Those sort of shots, if they go in, fantastic. If they don't, is there a better look? Don't look at the first look for the second look or the best look. Always the first shot isn't always the best shot. Let's find a greater shot.
Goodall. Davis looking for Babalola. Davis goes it alone. And Durant, you could tell, had committed himself there, going for the steal, and that was only going to go one way, and Greg Durant with the foul. And that'll be Durant's first foul, I believe, but it'll be a shooting foul, so Davis will go to the stripe.
Davis, like I said earlier, is a bit like Bailey. He's undersized for the position that he's playing, but he's like a toothache he can't get rid of. He's just there constantly doing the little bits that you don't want to do, and you just can't get rid of that toothache, that irritating pain that you get. So I've been really impressed with his heart and his hustle so far.
Well, he has 12 points in this game, but 8 of those 12 points have come at the foul line here today. 5:17 to play, Kestrels in command. As Davis now makes it 9 points from the line, 9 of 10 today. Substitutions coming in, and for the first time today, Thomas Blower checking in for the Kestrels, the number 9, another product of Itchen. Here is Aerosol. Double team there. Goodall's got to be careful. Doesn't want to get a 5th foul. Blower. Aerosol. Good defense from Walton. 8 to shoot. On the turnaround is short. And Walton, great rebound. And Babalola will flush it home. And a timeout is called by the Kestrels with 4:54 to play.
Again, standards. They're not happy with the fact he's able to leak out. You got to tag a man. If you're in transition, make sure you tag a man, stay basket side of them in transition. And Babalola was just out. The little 1-2 punch for Magic of the two EABL boys has been really, it's been telling for them so far in this game.
But you know, Solent, they might not be happy with how things are going a little, you know, in this spurt that's happening, and they rightly call a timeout. But they've been so efficient today. They've not dropped below 55% in this entire game, which is so telling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the standards that they have though as a club. When the things are going not so right, they will talk about it and they will fix it despite the scoreline. And then it's a testament to their ability to be able to put the ball in the basket by having 55% from the field. Is in any game you're going to win when you're scoring 55% from the field. But
you know, on the flip side, with just 8 players, well actually 7, they've not played Kieran Lee yet, but with 8 players on the floor, you know, Manchester have been fiercely competitive, and this could have been such a blowout, couldn't it have been, when you look at it on paper?
Yeah,
but
sure.
Manchester are such a talented, tenacious team. Yep. And they've really taken the fight to Solent.
They have. They should, regardless of the result, they should hold their heads high in how well they've partaken in this game. I mean, you add Farrah Gordon into this, who's injured. You add TRB, who's also, I believe, injured. You add those two in. It's a different game for the Magic. It could be a much closer. It could even be them in the lead.
Of course, time Regent Bascombe was actually part of the Manchester Magic team that last won the National Cup in 2016 in Sheffield at the English Institute of Sport.
Yeah,
I was there that day as well.
I hadn't picked up. No, I had just about picked up a basketball at that time.
That was an incredible weekend of basketball there as well. I remember the Essex Blades and now the Essex Rebels playing the Reading Rockets in the WNBL National Cup final as Aerosol misses the 3. And Babalola falling to the floor, and Walton has it.
Great hustle there from Babalola.
Walton, that's a tough shot. Doesn't get it to fall with Thomas Blower all over him.
Yeah, he's started to fall in love with the 3. This is the side that the age is showing in terms of some of the shot selections he's taking.
Aerosol pulls up from the foul line money.
Is good.
Goodall. 6 minutes played in the 4th. Lovely movement there from Bile, but just the end product lacking. Aaron Bile, though, 17 points and 2 rebounds here today as Bazumbru somehow gets it to fall.
He's just too big, too quick, too talented for some of these defenders.
28 for Bazumbru. Babalola steps into a 3 and banks it home.
It's a shame he wasn't going they didn't look for him in the first half, man. Could have been a totally different game.
And he, well, nearly got the steal, but collided with Briggs, who hits the deck. Both players are down, and I was going to say that 3 from Babalola was his first in 4 attempts. As you can see, the never give up, never say die attitude of both Babalola and Briggs going for that loose ball. As Wayne Katenge comes back in, and Ashley Briggs will head to the bench. Of course, Wayne Katenge's younger brother, Hosanna, doing some incredible work in the States at college, a former Worthing Thunder and Sussex Storm man. Of course, a proud family, the Katenges. They certainly love their basketball. When they're in the venue, you know they're there. Oh, do you know they're there? Here is Arasol for the shoot. Arasol a 3 from the wing, and that's no good. Kasenge fighting for the rebound as Davis and Walton were colliding with him.
See, that's Andre's 3rd 3 in as many minutes,
Yep.
and I think he needs to look at get into the cup or facilitating, because his feet aren't set, and he's kind of rushing some of these shots.
Well, he's actually 2 for 11 as well.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's probably the one negative about his performance today, like you've mentioned, just too trigger happy from downtown. Does have 20 points, 3 assists and a steal to his name.
But knowing Andre, he won't be happy with that stat line of 2 of 11. He'll look at that and be like, he'll love that they're going to win the game. Well,
Walton, corner pocket, in and out, and Katenge the rebound.
I was going to say if Jack would have hit that, maybe not, but
And now
good stand.
straight down Main Street. Down Worcester Boulevard was Tom Blower.
Feet set.
We'll just see what the call is. Offensive foul is the call.
Yeah. Babalola did really well there, as you see on the replay. Just got his feet set, takes the contact. Really good high IQ move there to get his feet set and take that charge.
Blower's first foul. Good to see so many youngsters from this Solent team getting great minutes here today. Of course, doing really well, second in Pool B in the NBL Division 1, 9-2. Conversely, Manchester 8 of 5 as they miss a field goal there, and Buzumbru picks up the loose change. That's rebound number 7 for Buzumbru, 3 shy of a double-double with 2:30 to play. And the game almost there for the Kestrels as Blower, beautiful fake, doesn't get the finish though. And Katenge, I think, was trying to make sure Walton didn't fall over, and
our angle of that was brilliant.
I was going to say,
that was so good. Just grabbed the ball, had him by the chest, tried to put the ball in his chest and make him turn the ball over. Brilliant.
Sion Gordon coming back in, as is Fortune Aguma. As Jacob Offman back in for the Kestrels. Davis misses close to the basket. Katenge swipes to get the rebound. Here is Arasol, who looks to add another National Cup winners medal. As Katenge puts the finishing touches, it has to be said, on what has been an efficient afternoon for the Kestrels, and looking like they'll deny the Manchester side with a 4th title here this weekend between the Magic and Mystics. Here is Babalola. Gordon, corner pocket, drives at Buzumbru, loses the ball. Katenge grabs it. Here is Buzumbru. Arasol. Arasol has it back. Buzumbru is grimacing at the moment. Arasol gets it back. No, he loses it. As Babalola attacking the basket, and a foul called by Buzumbru, and he did look to be in a little bit of pain. He has a smile on his face now, so hopefully it was just a minor knock.
Yeah, I think he's going to get subbed out. It looked as if he would cramp, or he just twinged on his calf.
Twinged his knee a little bit.
Yeah, he caught it at top, and as he passed it, he pulled up a winced.
And as you said, Buzumbru comes out. Ben Cope checks in. Another young guard, of course, had a few minutes in the early stages of the game and got 2 quick fouls, and now we'll see a little more court time. Only 5'7", Ben Cope, but really an aggressive, fearless competitor. Loves to attack and play in transition. As Babalola makes the second foul shot. And there'll be more Kestrel subs coming in as David Chimachowski comes in, as does Elijah Lotriat, as Aerosol and Katenge come out. And the Solent fans here in Worcester, standing ovation for Andre Aerosol. He's put in a great shift today. Even though he's 2 for 11 from downtown, he has been absolutely superb in other areas of the floor. As Blower to the basket, and he'll have a chance for his first points.
Yeah, they've got, it looks like Cope, Blower, and I cannot pronounce his name, Lotriet. 3 of them haven't scored yet, so look possibly for Solent to look for some actions for some of those guys to get on the scoreboard.
Well, Blower misses his first.
Commentators curse that one, isn't it?
Exactly, yes. But a lot of incredible itching products here, and you know, great signs for the future for the Kestrels, who had such a dominant era from the 2019 to 2022, and then invested a lot in youth, wanted to keep itching going and use a lot of their players to play in the senior setup, as Babalola rattles in a 2. And it's been a very successful time. A bit of a rebuild, but it's been successful nonetheless. And they will have a National Cup winners medal to their tally here today. Lotriet steps into a 3. That's short, and it's rebounded by Gordon. 30.4 on the clock.
Turnover.
In fact, yeah, over, so it'll be a Solent possession. As we look to wind the National Cup final down here in Worcester.
I like that, but just then, Cope was a bit hesitant to take the shot. Andre's got up off the bench and he's just turned around to him and said, it's your shot, take your shot, be confident.
And Chimachowski again with the finish. He moves on to 6. 3 for 3 off the bench for him. Each team will have a possession now to wind it down. Gordon misses the layup. Shot clock is now off. Here is Blower. He'll have no hesitation. Great moment for Tom Blower as the seconds tick down and the National Cup 2026 is heading to Southampton. It's heading to the South Coast. Fortune Aguma hits the 3, but it's academic. Solent are the National Cup champions for 2026, ending a 4-year drought. Congratulations to them. Magic's drought goes beyond a decade now, but nothing to be ashamed of. An incredible performance by a short-handed Magic side, missing Farrah Gordon, missing Time Regent Bascoon. But for the Kestrels, they were incredibly efficient all game long. They did not drop, their field goal percentage did not drop below 55%. They finish 56% from the floor, led by the incomparable Luke Bazumbru, 28 points on a sublime 10 of 12 from the field.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the box score, 69% from 2 is just always going to be the case. But Solent guys all coming all the way from Southampton to celebrate this, as you can see on the camera now. It's fantastic for them as a club. As you say, we was talking about their 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 era, where they were dominant in the National Basketball League. And they've had a reset. I think Matt and the rest of the guys wanted to go back to youth, as you said, and it's a testament to how good that itching program is. That I think, 70% of that team is made up of the itching guys. So it's a really good thing to see just the development of youth around the Solent Kestrels and how they're building this program.
Well, the last time they won the National Cup, it was a 500-odd mile round trip for them to go up to Manchester. It's the slightly shorter 250 miles this time round, but they will be celebrating nonetheless, going back to the South Coast as we have a look at the highlights of what has been a really entertaining Men's National Cup final. Despite it being 93-74, there's no reflection on it being a blowout. It has been a competitive contest here today, but it's testament to what has been a phenomenal weekend of basketball here, which has been fantastically set up by Basketball England.
It really has. I mean, people look at the score and think, oh, it was a blowout, but Manchester, until like there was points where I thought they're going to come back into this game and they're going to really make Solent pay for some of their mistakes. And it's just, I think, rotations, when you've got such a small rotation and you've got such a quality side as Solent, it's always going to be a tough outcome. But they should hold their heads high. The coach, the players that played in this game, hold your heads high, Manchester Magic. You went toe to toe, and you should hold your head proud of what you've done today.
Thank you very much, Martin. First and foremost, can we get a big
Well, the presentations will begin with Delegate Martin Ford and Basketball England's Dan Cox, competitions manager for BE, as we get set to start the post-game presentations. We will get some post-game thoughts as well.
Give it up and make some noise for the Manchester Magic. And their roster for the final.
As the Manchester Magic come up and get their runners-up medals. A fantastic game for them, nothing to be ashamed of. And being short-handed today, but really took the fight to the strong Solent Kestrels side. But with only 8 players in tow, 7 of them used, it was always going to be an uphill battle against a Solent Kestrels side who utilised, well, in fact, they utilised all of their 12 players here today.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you've got such a small rotation, as we've been saying, it's a very tough ask to do against such a quality side.
Jack Walton with 19 points to lead the way. Aaron Bile adding 17. And Demi Babalola chipping in 18 points and 6 rebounds. And for the Kestrels, they were led by Luke Bazumbru, 28 points, 7 rebounds. Andre Arisol with 20 points and 3 assists. As they now collect their winners' medals, starting with young Ben Pope and veteran Andre Arisol. Another winner's medal to his incredible CV and bulging cabinet. He's had an incredible career in this country, hasn't he? And the Northampton man just keeps adding to his collection.
He really does. But can we stop calling him a veteran? Because it makes me feel really old.
He is.
Really, really. I know.
How do you think I feel?
I know. It makes me feel really old. I've known Dre since he was an under-16 at Northamptonshire Titans. And the level of work rate that he put in, he used to come to our midnight workouts. He used to come to all of our workouts we used to do, and he used to really, really push himself. So to see him have the success that he's had now, going to Charnwood, going to America, coming back, playing at the level that he's playing at, and being a really good role model and figurehead for these young guys to look at and be like, yes, I can make a career out of basketball. Yes, this is the example that I should be following.
Solent, there you see him, right on centre court with media and all the videographers, photographers swarming them. But there is one trophy yet to be collected. And it's inevitable who it's going to be, isn't it? It is Luke Bazumbru, the man who came back to Solent after being part of that dominant era from 2018 to 2022. He went to Surrey, then went to Essex, came back to Solent, and he has claimed MVP honours here in Worcester as Solent return to winning ways, their first National Cup since 2022, and Luke Bazumbru deserved MVP honours. And now Andre Arisol will collect the trophy to be presented to him by Martin Ford, the delegate, alongside competitions manager for Basketball England, Dan Cox. And now to the winner go the spoils, as, well, not quite, as BE's photographer Luke Simcock just wants another picture. As Solent's players await, and from Worcester to Southampton with love, Solent Kestrels 2026 National Cup winners. They certainly deserve it, don't they? And what a trip back to Southampton it's going to be for them.
Yes, it is. I mean, that party bus on the way home is going to be it's going to be something special, I think. As Andre leads them all over to the crowd to thank them for how they've come all this way, 250 miles on a round trip to support them. It's great to see how many people are here for the Solent Kestrels as well.
Well, we are hoping that we're going to get a post-game interview. We're unable to get pre-game interviews, I think, beforehand due to time constraints, but it looks like we are going to get some post-game reaction in a minute. Ollie is standing by, and Will, I think, is going to head over there as well. And I think Will is going to head over there as well. He even turned my microphone off. As Solent coach Matt Guyman will be standing by momentarily to do some post-game stuff. And I think Ollie is just about standing by. We've got a few hiccups at the moment. Just hang on just a moment as you have a look at some of the highlights from the National Cup final played here today. And Ollie is courtside, and Matt Guyman is standing by, and hopefully we can now get Matt Guyman's reaction. Take it away, Ollie.
Yes, guys, I'm here with head coach Matt. Matt, tell us how you feel after winning the National Cup today.
Yeah, it's great. It's one of the goals we had for the season, and felt like we had the group that could maybe potentially make a cup run like this. And the guys, credit to them, they really delivered on the day.
Yeah, they executed it perfectly, didn't they? I mean, what were the specific preparations you brought into today?
Well, yeah, we know Manchester well. We've played them the last couple of years in the playoffs. They're one of the best clubs in the country for a reason, and they've got a number of key threats that we had to try and deal with. And so yeah, we went into it with a defensive mind to start out. Trying to limit their impact, and we thought if we could do that, we could generate some scores the other way.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of your scores came from turnovers. Is that something you worked on in the build-up?
Yeah, it was kind of locking into key matchups. We knew their style of play and some actions they wanted to play from, so we tried to guard that as well as we could. But saying that, credit to their young core. Jack Walton was incredible today, with the pressure that we put on him.
Yeah. No, amazing. You mentioned Walton there. You had a few young guys yourselves. Was it good to get the academy guys some minutes today?
Yes. I mean, for our club model, it's we have a group of seniors, 5 seniors with our group, and then the rest 7-8 players from Mitchin Academy. So the fact that they are able to play in a game like this, and we've got some really good contributions from them as well. Yeah,
no, it was huge. And you've got Luke standing behind you. How good was he today, MVP?
Yeah, this is his second time with the club, and he's one of the top British talents, and we're so lucky to have him back. He's leading with our community program, but still capable of playing at the highest level. So really fortunate to have him with us.
No, absolutely. And just lastly, just put you in good stead for the rest of the season. Obviously chasing that title down.
Yeah, it's you know, the South Conference is tough. We've got probably 4 or 5 teams battling it out. So yeah, this second half of the season is going to be tough. We've got to go away to a lot of those teams. So we'll see how it unfolds.
Yeah, well, best of luck and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Cheers.
Thank you, Ollie, and we will be standing by just in a second as Luke Bazumbru, the MVP, will be talking to Ollie courtside as well, as the Solent Kestrels win their first National Cup since 2022, beating the Manchester Magic 93-74. 28 of those 93 points came from Luke Bazumbru, and he is standing courtside with Ollie.
Yes, guys, I'm here with MVP Luke. Luke, talk us through it. National Cup champions, how'd you feel?
Just relieved. You know, really good team. They play some good basketball. They space you out. Their point guard's really good. He's got a good flow to the game, made some shots early. So just trying to make sure we stayed in the game in that first quarter and then try to impose our will a little bit defensively. We feel like we can guard for all 4 quarters. We have solutions to their defense, and we executed quite well. Yeah,
well, it really shone through tonight. Yourself personally, putting up top scoring points, how are you feeling out there?
Yeah, it's not normally my bag, it's normally Dre's, but you know, the ball's going in the net for me, I can't complain. I think when someone's hot, you just got to roll the punches and keep going.
Absolutely. And talk us through about what it means to the community back in Southampton. It's a community-filled club, it must be good.
Yeah, it feels really good. I think, you know, the whole model of the club changed and we kind of took a backseat to getting pros in, and we got 7 Itchen players on the team and we've just won a National Cup. So the boys can be really proud of themselves, and we appreciate all the fans coming as well. It's wicked.
Absolutely, they made themselves heard in the stands.
Yes, 100%.
I just asked your coach about it. Going forward for the rest of the season, are you ready to take on the title challenge now?
Yeah, we're right there. And again, Barnet's another really good team. Obviously, London Stars are coming strong. Barking are still there. So the South's really competitive. We just got to take it one game at a time and just see how we get on at the end of the line.
Absolutely. And I'll just touch on it quickly. Any celebrations tonight?
No, I got coaching tomorrow, so I'm just going home, chilling with the family. Yeah.
I see. Well, it's a nice celebration either way.
Yeah, exactly that.
Nice one, Luke. Well done again.
All the best. Appreciate
it. Nice one.
Thank you.
Well, that ends an incredible weekend of basketball. My thanks to everyone involved: Kaz Bullock, Hannah Alty, Shania, Will Reed, for all their incredible work, and our great camera crew and production staff giving you all the action here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. It ends with the Solent Kestrels getting the better of the Manchester Magic in the Men's Cup final. Congratulations to all teams involved in putting together what was a superb weekend of basketball. But we will leave you now from Worcester, and from John Hobbs, from Will Reed, it's goodbye and have a fantastic evening wherever you are.
It's a 3.
Hard, playing way above his years.
Babalola, naturally a good foul shooter, makes the National Cup final. Walton steps into a 3.
I like this, John. I like him a lot.
So is Bazumbru inside, beautifully done, lovely pass.
That was a spin move.
Bazumbru to the basket. And inside, and the finish from Joe Osei Owusu. Briggs cutting around and puts it in. Aerosol stops, puts it up. That's a long 2.
And the dread I love and know.
There is Aerosol, and there's an easy finish. 7. Briggs, lovely, patient build-up, and the finish from Bazumbru. As Durand goes to the basket, there is Aerosol, corner pocket. Gordon. Greg Durand on the spin. What footwork and the finish.
I love it. I love it. Old man
Walton, here is Aerosol, the 3. Money. They can cut the deficit again. Look at that, all the way, no fear, blocks. On the spin, gets a bit of space and puts it in.
That's just a bit.
As Chahovsky inside, and the finish. It's less than a minute to play. As the finish beautifully done. Putting the moves on Goodall. Bazumbru a 3, money. In other areas of the floor. As Blower to the going and use a lot of their players to play in the senior setup as Babalola
It's
ran.
your shot, take your shot, be confident.
And Chimahovsky again. Here is Blower, he'll have no hesitation. Great moment with love.